So now it's been confirmed that we do not have a president in South Africa. We do not have a president in South Africa because what is this? More than 2 billion rand looted at Tembisa Hospital.
Three major syndicates that have appropriated about 2 billion meant for the healthcare at the Tembisa Hospital. An analysis of about 2,207 procurement bundles have revealed serious maladministration and procurement fraud. Key officials from the Department of Health in Gauteng and the Tembisa Hospital are accused of benefiting from corrupt payments that facilitated the irregular payments. And they are not just accused. Evidence has been found that indicates that the officials have been paid corruptly by the service providers. And these service providers have really caused that the officials be involved in money laundering, fraud through fronting, and the use of false supply chain management documents.
This country is a mafia state. The SIU just confirmed that. Anyways, hi everyone, welcome back to the controversial podcast. In today's video, we'll be talking about the Tembisa Hospital scandal. It is really such a shame in South Africa that you can no longer be a whistleblower because you can be deleted, or they can just delete all your family members if they want to. And after that, they'll be driving your Lamborghinis and they'll be staying in mansions and nothing is going to happen. Whatever we become. At this point, I totally agree with the Minister of Health, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi. He said these people should be executed. We should delete these people. We shouldn't play if we want South Africa to be free from corruption. So the SIU dropped a bombshell today. While I was still watching the Madlanga Commission, the SIU was busy dropping bombshells. The Special Investigating Unit has detailed how syndicates, working hand in hand with Department of Health officials, siphoned off funds from the Tembisa Provincial Tertiary Hospital in Gauteng. We don't have a government, hey? The criminal cartels are running this country. So the SIU leader, Advocate Andy Mothibi, led the briefing and release of the interim report, and there was Minister of Health Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi in that briefing, Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi, and the Gauteng MEC for Health Nomantu Nkomo Ralehoko. So basically, Mothibi described how three syndicates worked closely with hospital officials. I'm just going to quote what he said. He said, "We have, of course, uncovered extensive corruption. The investigation reveals a pattern of corruption by officials and service providers, significantly undermining the intended purpose of allocating funds." Now, he also spoke about procurement process. He also included purchase request form, fair vendor selection, and adherence to Central Supply Database guidelines. Mothibi further stated that, however, the SIU found that these protocols were circumvented, allowing for further irregularities and concealment of supply identities. The SIU findings indicate severe breaches of trust and authority within the department and Tembisa Hospital's operations, including fronting and syndicated activities. Now, he further stated that we can reveal today through the SIU investigation that evidence had revealed a number of maladministration, corruption, and other public procurement irregularities. This indeed will be described as devastating plunder of the public funds, which we found in our probe. He said the review of 2,207 procurement bundles showed serious wrongdoing and fraud. Not only did senior officials from Gauteng Health Department and Tembisa Hospital face accusations, but they also discovered that they had received corrupt payment from service providers. So everybody was eating there. It wasn't just the tenderpreneurs, also the officials of Tembisa were just busy chowing the money. The evidence also showed that these officials were involved in money laundering, fronting, and using fake supply chain documents. The investigation now covers 207 service providers linked to 4,501 purchase orders at the hospital. At the center is the Maumela Syndicate, Maumela is the nephew of the President Cyril Ramaphosa. His name is Hangwani Morgan Maumela. Even though President Cyril Ramaphosa distanced himself in knowing this guy, he was asked in Parliament and said, "No, I don't know this Hangwani Morgan." So his network handled contracts worth more than 816 million rand through 41 linked suppliers. Imagine. I'm sure this guy has chowed more than 1 billion. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm just going to expose his wealth. So according to the SIU, more than 520 million rand in assets, including luxury cars and properties valued at 293 million rand. This includes a 75 million rand mansion in Bentley Bay, a property in Hartbeespoort, 2 more properties in Zimbabwe State, and other identified properties in Cape Town. He said Maumela also owns 4 Lamborghinis valued at more than 51 million rand. There's also a Bentley that is more than 4 million rand and Isuzu D-Max valued at more than 538,000 rand. The SIU has traced about 41 suppliers or service providers linked to this Maumela syndicate. 3 companies linked to Vusimuzi Cat Matlala. Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, the one who's arrested for trying to delete his ex-girlfriend, Debo Hotobijane. So 3 companies linked to Vusimuzi Cat Matlala were awarded contracts worth more than 13 million rand in this syndicate. Motibi said this Vusimuzi Matlala would have come in as part of the syndicate that, according to our evidence, is led by Maumela. Motibi also revealed that another ring referred to a Syndicate X until the matter reaches the courts is tied to contracts worth nearly 600 million rand and assets over 150 million rand. He said the investigation has also exposed several smaller syndicates. Syndicate A involves 3 service providers with payments of about 9.6 million rand. Syndicate B includes 6 service providers that received over 76 million rand, with Syndicate C consist of 5 service providers linked to more than 8 million rand. Syndicate D involves 6 service providers with contracts worth over 37 million rand. Syndicate E has 4 service providers that were paid more than 8 million rand, and Syndicate F includes 3 service providers connected to 1 director who received over 28 million rand. Their evidence also showed that 122 million rand was paid directly to officials at Tembisa Hospital and Gauteng Health Department. He mentioned staff members from clerks to managers are implicated in the money laundering, corruption and fraud. He stated that these individuals abused their positions throughout the procurement process for the benefit of service providers and enriched themselves. This is a lot. The SIU has already prepared 116 disciplinary cases, with 108 handed to the department. He further stated that we have uncovered the extensive corruption. The investigation reveals a pattern of corruption by officials and service providers, significantly undermining the intended purpose of allocating funds. This is shocking, but quite frankly, I'm not shocked. After what General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi told us in July, I'm not even shocked. I mean, criminal cartels are running this country. What are you expecting? I'm not even shocked. Now, as I've mentioned, the Minister of Health was there, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi. He paid tribute to whistleblowers, the late Babita Deokaran, Chief Director of Financial Accounting of Gauteng Department of Health, who was brutally assassinated after raising red flags about corruption at the Tembisa Hospital. The minister said other whistleblowers had also faced violence, including one government insider known as Mr. T, the people who killed Babita and who put Mr. T, another whistleblower in government, are driving Lamborghinis, and other ones you could not pronounce. They are living a free life now. What type of a country we are going to become that the public servants who are real public servants are the ones that are hiding and thugs are roaming around driving Lamborghinis? I mean, this is such a painful story. It's so sad to be a South African right at this moment. ANC has failed this country dismally. Motsoaledi further stated that surely none of us like to live in that type of country. I know what I'm going to say. Many of you here might criticize me, but I'm going to say it anyway. When things like this happen, you start appreciating why the Chinese execute people. To remove them from society, you start appreciating it. why they go to that extent, because they don't want to live in hiding and let thugs run amok. I don't even think that this Madlanga commission is necessary. Why can't we arrest these politicians? Let them face the music in court. Why should we discuss about their shenanigans in the name of a commission? Because I doubt Ramaphosa will do anything about it because he knows about these shenanigans. I'm telling you, maybe he benefited to this Mamala guy. Hence, he's distancing himself now. Like, it's a shame. We don't have a president in this country. It's really a shame. Let me know on the comment section. What do you think about the scandal? Are you shocked? Or you are not shocked? So yeah, let's discuss on the comment section. Please, let's build a community that is respectful. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe on this channel. Bye. See you on the next episode.